But I think it's important to understand, particularly if you're new to Tonglen, what this is, because it's a profound practice. Okay, so I got the recording on.
Oh, will you switch to speaker mode, Stephen?
Okay. You're going to want to mute yourself. Be sure you're muted. So now this sort of gives a direction or a purpose beyond just our own well-being to doing these practices. So when we're going to loosen up, we're loosening up because it feels good and it's good for our health and our body and so on. We're also doing it in preparation to be of some service. So it gives more of a reason or a deeper reason to do these practices. Now, whether or not we're doing Tonglen, uh, the ancients would say that everything that we're doing is affecting the world. Every thought and word and deed affects the world, and so we're doing that anyway. With Tonglen, with Tonglen or Poa, we're actually preparing this body to be a conduit for this energy for the benefit of somebody else. Okay. So, if the mind wanders a little bit, we just bring it back to the purpose. Okay, so I'm doing this for someone, and you can bring someone to mind. When we met at the center at the very beginning, we'd be in a circle, and you can dedicate this class, you can dedicate this practice to somebody, and it can be to the ancestral teachers, it can be to someone in your life who you're close to who has a need. Or you can just simply invite someone into your body, mind, invite someone in to experience this with you. So there's a kind of a dedication at the beginning, if you like. My mother, when she was young, was a swimmer. And at the age of 30, she became just profoundly disabled. And she lived for 50 years as a very disabled, physically disabled person. But whenever I would, and after she died, or whenever I would go swimming, I would invite her in to my body to swim with me because it's something she loved to do. And so as we're at standing mountain position, one thing you can do if you want, with your eyes closed or partly closed, is breathe in from the heavens, from above. Breathe in down into the body through the top of the head, and breathe out down into the ground. And you can move your eyes to direct your attention. And so, what's above, that would be the fog, the light, the rainbow, the clouds. Breathing that down, filling the body, and moving that down through and into the grounding it into the earth. Okay, let's go ahead and bow to the directions. So first to the east, south, west, north, and back to the front. Okay, above, so extend, look up, extend, extend, way up as far as you can. And then down, and within. Okay, very good. Then starting at the top, and just loosen up the neck and shoulders. So again, our intention here is to let the tension out of the body, relax the body, open the joints, all these good things for the body. And then there's a purpose to this, a higher purpose, which is to allow um, this universal life force energy, this chi, to move through this body mind in a way that's unobstructed. So it's a practice of non-self, because we're removing the boundaries. Okay, and then widening the stance. So opening the heart, the chest, the lungs. And then if you practiced opening the 7 gates a number of times, we're opening all 7. As we're breathing in, so we're filling the body with air, we're also filling it with this luminous fog or rainbow light. And this is coming down through the top of the head, filling the torso. And then with the out breath, sending it out through the pores of the skin in all directions. Let's just do 2 more. Okay, very good. Now, the yin part of this, the yang part of it is opening up to the to the sense of expanded awareness, but that means we have to be very grounded and rooted in order to do that. So that's what these lower exercises. So we'll tip the hips and the back, keep that flexible. Okay, and then circle the hips. So with non-self, you know, we can lose a sense of separate self, and paradoxically, the body is still here. We don't lose touch with it because it's the body that the body has to be here to channel the chi to. So we're not just, it's not an experience, an out of body experience. Or I should say, maybe it is an out of body experience in the body, if that makes sense. So we want the body, you know, aligned, and then let's do this balancing. So sinking down onto the left foot, and then just picking up the right heel. You can leave your toe on the ground if you want to, or if you feel steady enough, you can move. And then shift and be sure all your weight is on that foot before you lift the other one. So, I mean, this obviously is very good for balance. It also gives us a really clear sense, felt sense of the body. The body is here. So these first movements, these first warm-ups, are really bringing us into the presence of the body. Okay, very good. And I'm not a nag about practice, but if you just do that once a week, it'll do wonders for your joints and your balance. Okay, now let's do the backwash and tree and spring. Before we start, so just align yourself vertically. Feel the verticality in the body, the spine, basically. Drop the chin a little. Drop the attention straight down to the center of the earth. So aligning the posture with verticality, the line from the center of the earth up into the universe. Okay, and then we'll start this with an out breath. And then just slowly fold in.
then you want to just breathe normally when you're upside down, and check that your weight isn't shifted forward on your feet. The feet are still flat. Okay, and then coming back up.
Now this will be an in-breath. We're pointing to the body as we come up. Your eyes follow the hands. Extend way, way, way up. And come back down in the body, down through the body, down to the earth. Repeat. So in breath. And then briefly, you touch into that vertical alignment. Okay, and then let's do another one.
Bringing the attention down the spine. Okay, coming back up.
So this is moving our attention, our consciousness, moving the energy through the central channel of the body. It just means the vertical axis. Okay. Very good. So now our posture's aligned, and we're aligned with the center of the earth, the sky, and the four directions. And now we want to bring in the field in addition to this vertical alignment, this presence. So let's do cloud hands. So starting with the palms facing away from each other at the center line, sink and turn, switch, switch. So it's palm to palm. That relationship between the hands and the body remains the same. So the hands are always opposite the center line of the body. So now we're playing with the area around the body. We still have one palm facing up, one down. So there's the yin and yang, heaven and earth. But we're moving in the field around the body. And so you can sort of feel or imagine this area around the body as this sort of, you know, this sort of foggy area, or this area of just light, or the heat that's coming out of the body creates kind of a glow. So this is the area around the body. Okay. We're doing this in the front and sides, but it also goes all the way around the back. Okay, and then let's just switch the hands so the palms are facing. Continue. So now we're working with the area around the body still, and within the body because the palms are facing each other. It creates a kind of a closed circuit. And the name of this, of course, is wave hands through clouds, or cloud hands. And so you can feel where your hands are. They're to the sides and the front. And now you can use your consciousness to also extend that around the back. So this field we're describing cocoons sort of the whole body. And we're waving hands through this cloud, these clouds. Okay, now let's reduce the movements. We'll end up palms facing. Okay, so then with the in-breath, we separate the hands a bit. Out-breath, they come together. And reduce these movements. And just sense the hands, palms of the hands. And then we turn them to face the heart and belly, the middle and lower dantian. So that enlivens those areas in the body. And that enlivens the central channel. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead now and take our seat. Okay, so Tonglen can be done sitting or lying down. So just want to get both comfortable and aligned. Okay, and so, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is a relational practice with another person. And since there's not another person next to you or in front of you, we're just going to imagine that they're there. You can just imagine a person who you want to do this practice with. So they're sort of sitting as if it's a mirror, sort of sitting opposite you in your same position. So now we want to get a sense of our own posture, and that there's this column of light from the center of the earth goes right through the body, up the top of the head, out into the universe, and that there's this field around the body. Okay, and the other person is the same thing with them. Their body system is the same. Now Now, so it's two separate people. It's me and them. And let's just allow this field to expand so that we're both in the field. Okay. So the practice is, if this person sitting opposite us, just get a clear sense of who that might be for you. It can be anyone, living or dead. Someone who has some kind of suffering, which pretty much includes all of us, doesn't it? So we're going to clearly envision that person. Now, in the suffering that they are experiencing, we perceive as a darkness. So their central column in the field, that's light, but there's some darkness, which is sort of, they describe as smoky, sort of. Okay. And we're aware that our system now has been cleared out, and so it's light. So the practice is, on the in-breath, we're going to breathe in some of the darkness in them. It's going to come into our system. We're just breathe it in, like through the nose. And then we're going to breathe it straight down through our system and down into the earth. So it doesn't stay in us. It just moves through us. It goes down into the earth as compost. Okay, so that's the first set of breaths, is taking. The second set of breath is giving. So we're going to, the in-breath, gather up this light that's in this body, this health, and with the out-breath, we're going to send it into their system, that fills their system. Okay, so that's simple. So that's the practice. I want to emphasize, we're not taking in the poison or the suffering into our system. We're just acting as a conduit with a central channel that we're breathing it in it and then breathing it straight down to the earth. It's not remaining in us. Okay? So let's very clearly get a sense of the person, and you may sense that darkness in some part of their body or whatever. Okay. So the next in-breath, we're going to breathe that into our system. Out-breath, breathe it straight down out the perineum and the bottoms of the feet into the earth. Okay, let's repeat that again. So in-breath and straight down. We end up clean. One more time. So breathing that in, straight down. And now the next breath, we're going to gather our own light, our goodness or health. So in breath, so we get brighter. Out breath, we breathe that out and into their system. So let's do that a few times. So in breath, you gather this energy from above, from below, into the torso. Out breath, you're going to project that into that person. Okay? So there are different ways to do this, but let's try doing sets of 3. So we'll do in, out, in, out, in, out, where we're breathing in the toxins and then down to the earth. And then 3 times, then we'll do the giving. Okay, ready? So we'll start with the taking with the next in breath. So take in, out breath, expel down, and repeat. Okay, and then just pause a couple breaths. And so the giving is, we'll breathe in and kind of expand the chest, the torso with this light, and then breathe out, and that's the giving into their body. Let's do that 3 times. Okay, and then rest for a little bit. So there are qualities to this energy that we're dealing with here. I'm talking about the what we're giving. And some of the qualities of that energy are love, kindness, generosity, and goodwill. We're wishing them well. So those are some of the qualities. There'll be others, but that's some of the qualities. And we don't have to name what we're taking from them. It doesn't, in a way, it doesn't matter. It's just this darkness. Okay? So I'm going to be quiet now, and then just allow us to practice. And um, let's try again. Do three taking, and then have a little break, and then 3 giving, and have a little break. You can come up with your own rhythm, but why don't you start with that? So do the taking and the giving as many times as you feel you need to. Now let's take a few more breaths. Okay, and relax, and just then return, move your body a little if you like. So we're going to go into this again, and what you can do is you can repeat this practice either with the same individual or with a different person. Or there's another level of this. If this person is someone you love deeply, you're going to invite them to merge with your body. So rather than sitting opposite them looking in a mirror, you're going to actually breathe in, and they merge with your body. Your body and their body merge together. So there's no other. And then you simply do the practice as if you're doing it alone. So you'll do the whatever the darkness is there, it just goes right through your system, and then the light just fills the system. So it's another level. You only want to do this with someone who you are deeply love, at least at first. So that your personal practice is the same as their practice, so to speak. Okay? So, again, so just go ahead and repeat where you're sitting and looking kind of this person like you're looking in a mirror. And you're creating this connection. You're both in this field. Or if you want to try the other one, provided it's someone that you love, then you can do the merging one. Okay, so then as you're ready, just loosen the body. So we do this individually, this Tonglen. The in-breath, with the in-breath we align, straighten out. With the out-breath we expand. So the in-breath, we're taking in energy from the earth or from the heavens or both. And with the out-breath, we're radiating it. And that's just what we do. We breathe in air and we breathe it out, sending it back out. So, okay, let's go ahead and do our closing. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, thank you very much for showing up and for your practice. And we'll now move into questions and comments, or if you'd like to leave, that's fine too.